Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada hadirin yang sedang menonton program kita pada pagi ini. Selamat datang ke program Lestari Talk, anjuran Green Office Perpustakaan UTM dengan kerjasama Green Office Sekolah Kejuruteraan Kimia dan Kejuruteraan Tenaga UTM. Terima kasih kepada Profesor MADYA Teknologis Dr. Ho Wai Shin serta Green Heroes Committee of SKT kerana sudi bekerjasama dalam penganjuran program ini. Untuk makluman semua, program Care Sharing ini merupakan Lestari Talk series yang kedua dan tema program pada hari ini adalah berkaitan dengan pengurusan tenaga. Saya ZAFARINA, Green Manager dan juga Moderator program pada hari ini akan bersiaran secara langsung selama 1 jam di Facebook Live Perpustakaan UTM dan YouTube UTM Library TV. Para hadirin boleh like dan share program kita pada hari ini serta bertanyakan soalan di ruang komen. Panel jemputan kita pada hari ini adalah Profesor MADYA Senior Dr. Lim Jeng dari Sekolah Kejuruteraan Kimia dan Kejuruteraan Tenaga. Okey, apa khabar doktor?
Hai, khabar baik.
Okey, terima kasih kerana sudi bersama kami pada hari ini untuk berkongsikan berkaitan topik tenaga. Okey, sebelum itu saya kongsikan sedikit latar belakang panel hari ini ya. Okey, Profesor MADYA Insinyur Dr. Lim Jeng merupakan pengurus produk dan perkhidmatan bagi proses Sistem Engineering Center, Prospek, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. Beliau juga adalah pengasas bersama dan pengarah produk dan perkhidmatan sebuah syarikat spin-off UTM iaitu Optimal System Engineering System Senin Berhad. Kepakaran beliau adalah dalam bidang pembangunan inovatif dan aplikasi teknik kejuruteraan proses untuk pemeliharaan sumber dan untuk perancangan tenaga dan karbon. Sebagai seorang jurutera profesional dan juru audit tenaga bertauliah, beliau telah menerapkan hasil penyidikannya dalam projek perundingan untuk komuniti perindustrian. Pelanggan utama termasuk industri tempatan dan syarikat multinasional seperti Bernas, Fabi Mediserve, Oleon di Malaysia dan Pertamina di Indonesia. Beliau banyak membantu syarikat dalam mengenal pasti peluang penjimatan tenaga bernilai jutaan dolar melalui penggunaan kejuruteraan proses dan proses integrasi. Okey, tanpa membuang masa, saya menjemput Profesor MADYA Insinyur Dr. Lim Jeng dengan perkongsian beliau berjudul Energy Efficiency, The Journey of Self-Discovery. Persilakan.
Okay, thank you, Puan. So, a very good morning to everyone. So, thank you for having me today. So, before I start my session, just would like to confirm, Puan, you can hear my voice clearly? Okay,
yes, clear.
So, yeah. So then, okay, then I shall continue with my presentation today.
Yes. Persilakan.
Okay, thanks. So today, what we're going to do, just like the title itself, is actually a journey of self-discovery about the energy efficiency. So we will talk about from the nation perspective, UTM, home, and finally you yourself and how to actually contribute to the entire cycle. So in order to complete this journey, so surely we need a ticket. So throughout the presentation, I will be actually using the poll everywhere to get your feedback on certain topic or opinions. So you can either scan the QR code on the screen, or you can actually type in here. I think the secretary has also posted on the Facebook. So either one is fine. So once you scan the poll EV, the link, then you will be direct to a page where you require to enter your name. So it's optional. So if you feel like enter your name, you can do so. Otherwise, you can just put, you can just skip it or just put anything as you wish. For example, energy warrior or energy hero, anything. Okay, so I will leave here for a few minutes, few seconds, so you can just scan it. Okay, so once you have scanned it, so supposedly on your screen right now, I mean also on your smartphone, you should be able to see Q&A, something like this, questionnaire. So we really appreciate if you can take some time to actually provide feedback here so that I know who are you actually, what is your background, whether you are a student or you are actually an academic staff. So I will give you about 20 seconds to do so. So I appreciate your feedback on this. So just curious to know how many of you is actually from the student, or is actually for the supporting staff, or is actually academic staff. Okay. All right. Okay. So thanks for the response. So I can see that majority of today is actually from the students. Okay, about 67%, whereas the supporting staff is about 17%, and then another 17% is actually for the academic staff. So yeah, now you have more supporting staff. Okay, just to be honest, just between you and me. So actually, why are you here today? Would you mind to actually share with me what is actually the purpose you are attending the talk today? So you can just type the response in the poll everywhere to share with me. Why are you here today? Okay, that's good. You need the knowledge. How about others? Why are you here today? You can just go to the poll EV here. If you can see the link right, then you can type in. Yeah, you need some information, learn something new. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I believe maybe you are not from the discipline. Maybe before this energy efficiency is not within, is actually not something within your knowledge domain. Okay, to save the earth. I like this one, to save the earth. Okay, so awareness of the green environment. Yeah, it's very important. Energy efficiency and green environment. So I will just give another 5 seconds maybe to fill out if anyone still have anything to share. You can put in here. All right, so thanks for the sharing on the reason why you are here today. So I think one of you mentioned about saving the planet, right? So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so you have talked about the various reasons why you are here today. But do you know that by attending this awareness talk today, you can actually support our national goal as well? Yeah, you got it right. You can actually support our national goal. So why am I saying that? For those that who may not be aware, in last year September, our Prime Minister actually has committed to to set Malaysia to become a carbon neutral country by 2050 at the earliest. Okay, so this is actually last year. It's still quite new, back to like 9 months ago in September 27. And if you look at here, right, when we do a stock taking to understand what is actually the contributor of our greenhouse gas emissions, because when you talk about you want to become a carbon neutral country, you want to set out the action plan. Of course, the first thing that you need to ask ourselves is where is actually the emissions coming from. So for your information, based on the Malaysia third biannual update report that submitted to the UNFCCC, more than 70% of the greenhouse gas in Malaysia is actually contributed by energy sector. So meaning to say, if let's say we are able to reduce our energy consumption, or in other words, we are trying to improve our energy efficiency, we can actually reduce the energy consumptions, and ultimately, we can actually reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. So you can see the it's very important for you to be here and how you can actually support our nation goal by just attending this talk. And maybe you are not aware, but for information, even long before our Prime Minister preached about the carbon neutral, UTM as research as one of the premier university in UTM has actually lead the way to talk about a different thing and embark on different activities related to energy management. So you can see on the screen here. Okay, in fact we are the first Asian EMGS three-star energy efficient facilities, and we are the first winner of the Asian Energy Award. So you can see there's a lot of track record and there's a lot of things that has been done by UTM in order to achieve energy sustainability via our energy management program. And even recently, just I think last year, we have also won the award. For example, the Low Carbon Cancer Iskandar Putri Award 2021. Just name a few recent awards that we win. So behind all this, who is actually the driving force or the driving force to make this happen? So the question is, I want to ask you, do you actually aware, is there any energy management committee in UTM? Do you know about it? So can you please give your response in here? You can just go to the same link, the poev.com/jenshunlim080 here on top here. You can see on the top of the screen. Then you can respond on this. You can put in your response. Okay, one say not really sure. Just want to let it's just to test your understanding on more to like to understand what is your awareness on what's actually happening in UTM. So there's no right or wrong, just an opinion. How about others? Is it most of you is actually not really sure? Okay. Okay, some actually aware. How about the rest? Not really sure? No or yes, there's one. What is your understanding about the Energy Management Committee in UTM? Okay. So if we're looking at the feedback here, so it seems that there's actually more of you not really sure whether we have an energy management committee in UTM, and about 44% of you actually aware about this actually the energy management committee in UTM, right? So before I move on to introduce about our energy management committee, I just would like to share a proverb, a quote being said by Mother Teresa. She mentioned that none of us, including me, myself, ever do great things, but we all can do small things, but with great love, and together we can do something wonderful. So I think in this day in UTM, it's actually our love to our campus and our love to save the planet by embarking on the journey of the energy efficiency. So we actually have set out a team. If you look at here, we have our energy management chair here for the TNCP office, and we also have our advisor. And if you see, to support all these initiatives, we need a strong team. So we have our energy manager, and also we also have our registered electrical energy manager and various so-called champion from different departments to work together on a common goal. So just to share with you, this is actually at the highest level of UTM. And to support all these initiative at the school and faculty, of course, we also have a different structure for that. So at faculty level, we have our chair, then we have our energy manager at each faculty or school, then we have our postgraduate student representative, undergraduate student, we have our department representative, and also we have our block representative, or sometimes we call it energy heroes. So all this is actually tells a person behind the scene to make sure UTM is stay aligned with the goal to achieve energy sustainability. So for those who have just joined the event again, I will share the link with you. This is actually the same link. So if you already had connect to the poll everywhere before this, there's no need for you to join the link again. But if you not, you may want to use your QR code to join the link. Okay, in order for you to participate in the survey later on. Okay, so the next question, again, okay, this one is a bit tricky. So take a guess. What is actually the average monthly energy bill of UTM in year 2019? Okay, some say 700,000, some say 1 million. This is 2019, so this one is a monthly energy bill. 100,000? Okay. What is actually the amount? What do you think? Okay. So some say 100, one say 1 million, 1.7 million. Okay. So what do you think? Okay. So I'm going to share the answer in a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So for your information, for year 2019, the average monthly bill is actually about 1.7 million. Okay. And on the table, right, you can see our yearly consumptions over the year, energy consumptions. And if you put it to monthly, the energy consumption will be about 4.25 million. That translates into 1.7 million. Okay, this one is just a rough value for every month. Okay. So remember this number, 1.7 million. This is how exactly we contribute to the energy bill of UTM back in 2019. So how about 2021? Take a guess. What is actually the value? Just now is 1.7 million. So how about 2021? Do you think we actually do better or we do worse? Okay, so some say 700,000. Wow, it's very drastic. Some say 1 million. So what do you think? Or maintain 1.7 million or we actually shoot out? So what do you think? Okay, so far I'm happy. None of you mentioned, should I know? I'm not paying for the bill. So at least you are not answering that. Okay, so some of you think that many of you think that it's actually 1 million. Few of you think that we actually do better even at the 700,000. And some of you mentioned that it should be the same 1.7 million. Okay, so in 3 seconds, I will go to next slide, then you will know the answer. So you still have the time to take a guess. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here we go. This is actually the answer. We actually spend about 1 million per month. 1 million per month. Okay, back in 2021. So you can see there's actually a reduction of our energy consumption, and our average monthly consumption has gone down to 2.55 million, and that become 1 million per month. Okay, so this is actually how we contribute. So my next question is, UTM actually It's actually to test your understanding. So can we say that UTM actually achieved greater energy efficiency in year 2021 comparing to 2019? As if you can see now, our energy consumption has been greatly reduced, right? So just answer true or false. What do you think? Is it true or false? False. But the energy consumption has been reduced. Yeah. So what do you think? We spend less energy, right? We are paying less energy bill in 2021. Right, remember 1.7 million and 1 million. Don't you think we are actually more efficient in year 2021? If you think that we perform better in 2021, please put true. If otherwise, please put false. When you say true, meaning that you are agree, UTM perform better in year 2021 because our energy consumption is actually less. Right? Okay, I will go to next slide in a few seconds. So if you still want to try, you can try within a few seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go to the next one. So before we discuss further, right? So these are the things that we may want to think about ourselves. When we talk about less energy consumption, does it mean that it's actually representing the better energy efficiency? Is actually energy consumption directly linked with the energy efficiency, or how it actually work, and what is actually energy efficiency exactly? So to help us to understand about this, we are going to take another quiz, and it may take some time to load on your smartphone, or if let's say you are using laptop, you may take some time. Okay, there will be two panda. It will be showing carry out the two lemon at the bottom of the screen. Okay, at your mobile devices or laptop, depending on the internet speed, it may actually take some time for you to load. So what I need to do when you see the panda, right? You're going to tell me which one you think is more energy efficient by clicking on the image of the panda. So can you try to do that? If you see the screen already, it might take some time. Okay. So now I can see someone is clicking. Okay, I see one response on the lemon on the left, another one on the right. Now it's equal. How about the rest? How about others? What do you think? Okay. So now we have more saying that the one that on the right, I think we have 4 saying that the one on the right is actually being more energy efficient. So what do you think? Now it's getting more and more. Okay. So you think that when you talk about panda is being the energy, the lemon represent the output from our energy. So when you use less energy to do the same amount of work, that is actually means that you are being more efficient, right? You're using less energy to do the same amount of work, which is, if you look at here, it's actually same lemon, right? Yes. Okay, the one on the right is actually being more energy efficient. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next slide. So again, next slide, you're going to see two pandas again. How about now? Now the panda is actually having a similar size. It's just that the lemon now, one is actually a bigger lemon, the other one is a smaller lemon. So what do you think about this? Which one is being more efficient? Again, the one on the left or the one on the right? Okay, so far one has responded, the one on the left. And the other one talk about the one on the right, okay? The one that carry the smaller lemon. So remember, lemon represent the output. Okay, lemon represent the output that you are doing, that you achieve. Okay, whereas the panda represent the energy input. So now with the same panda, meaning to say the same energy amount, right? Which one is doing more work? Okay, so I see many of you has responded. Okay, thank you for the response. So yes, majority of you got it right. The one that on the left, which carry a bigger lemon. Okay, it means that using the same energy amount, but he's able to do more work. It means that it's actually more energy efficient. Okay, so to summarize, what is actually the energy efficiency all about? It's about using less energy to perform the same task or producing the same result. Okay, so recalling this to the earlier comparison that we have made for the case of UTM, right? 2019, we use about, what is the value again? 1.7 million, right? But 2021, we spent about 1 million. Yes, we use less energy, but we also need to think about the output that we are producing. In the context of the output in the facilities, such as the university, it will be actually our core. We are actually servicing business. We are actually education. So it's actually the student, number of occupants, number of students in the building. You have to remember what happened in 2021. It's actually COVID-19, right? It's actually during the COVID era where most of all is actually working from home or is actually starting from home. So the energy consumption is not really due to we are being more efficient or we have actually implement any measures. It's actually due to the change of our business operation where we've adapt the work from home or study from home. And naturally, it lead to the reduction in the energy consumption. But we have to really understand it doesn't mean that we are being more efficient now, right? So because if you look at this, for those that who are operate a big manufacturing company or in industry, right? When you talk to them, hey, I want to be energy efficient. See, be very high energy efficient. So what is the best way to do about it, to go about it? If it's all about the energy consumption, I think the simplest advice to ask them to do is just ask them to shut down the plant. Right? Shut down all the production line. When there's no production output, then you don't need to use energy at all. And then naturally your energy consumption will bring down and you can claim yourself as energy efficient. But can you do that? Not really, because again, we have to remember energy efficiency is not only about the energy consumption. We also need to know about what is actually our output. How well are we of utilizing the energy input to produce the output? Okay, so again, energy efficiency is about input and the output. So I hope that everyone of here today is going to have a better understanding about what is actually energy efficiency. So with that in mind, let's go a little bit more personal a little bit, and let's look at what happening at our house. So just a quick survey. So do you know that actually what is actually the how much you are paying for TMB every month? Anyone has any idea? Okay, one say about 200 ringgit. how about the rest? So it's very interesting to see how much of you are spending. Okay. Oh, 50. Okay. Wow, 300. So you can see it's actually, it can be very it depends on the maybe the type of the house or the electric. So it's very different. So none of us spending more than 400, surprisingly to see. Okay, maybe some of you are staying at hostel, but if you are staying in a hostel, you should know, right? You should, I mean, at your home, how much you are paying to you. So for those that who are staying in hostel, maybe you can relate in what is happening in your home at your hometown. If you are not sure, you can just type I'm not paying for the bill. Let's try to be honest. If you are not sure how much, then you can just put G. I actually expect some of you actually not sure how much you are paying, but it seems that lots of you know how much you are paying for for your house bill. Okay, maybe you are the one who paying the bill, but how about the students? I don't think you are the one who paying the bill, right? But quite surprised. It's actually good that it means that you are still aware how much you are paying for your house, even though you are not paying for the bill. Okay, it's a good thing. So you can see many of you is actually paying less than 50. Maybe you are staying in the renting a room or whatsoever. But if you look at here, many of you is actually paying around 200. There's actually 200 and some of you 100 and 300. Okay, I'm happy to know that most of you knowing that how much you are paying for your house bill, even though you may not be the one who are paying the bill. So what we are going to do next is actually for you to simulate your energy usage at your house. So what I need to do, I need to scan this QR code or go to the link here. Okay, so I will give you about 1 minute. Can you try to access the website? So after this, I'm going to share with you step by step what we're going to do next. So if you have logged in already to this website, then you can actually try it at your own. Otherwise, just give me a few minutes. Let's wait for others to join. So that website is actually an energy usage calculator being developed by TMB. It's open for public. Even you yourself can access. So ready? You have already access to it. So maybe the secretary can also help me to put this in the Facebook so that everyone can access to it. I appreciate that. Okay, thanks. All right. So what we actually going to in the next 10 minutes is actually to try to stimulate the energy consumption at your house. So how exactly we are going to do? So for those who successfully enter the web page, you'll be seeing a house type like this. Okay, you can already select. First thing, you can only select one floor, 2 floors, more than 3 floors is a terrace, is a high-rise residential, is a flat, apartment, it's a semi-D, or it's a bungalow, or it's actually a kampong house. You can just select the house type. And once you have done that, you can actually add the room type. Okay, just tips. You can actually select multiple room at one time. Okay, multiple room type at one time. Okay, there's no need for you to add one by one. So for example, if you have a one living room, one bathroom, or two bathroom, or 10 bathroom at your house, just go and click the number here and select all of those rooms in one shot. It will make your life easier. Okay, and master room or kitchen, or if you want to just have a simple simulation, there are too many bedrooms, so maybe you can just put one bedroom there. So in the one bedroom, later you will just put all the appliances inside, also can later on, because in the third step you're going to add the appliances for each room in the next step. Okay, done? All right, so if you have done, then we can move on to the next one. You can actually start to add the appliances. So I'm just sharing an example here. You can use a bathroom, for example, bathroom or the kitchen. You can just, again, you can actually click on multiple appliances. There's no need for you to add one by one. You can click everything that you have for that room, then only you add the selection. Then it will actually be faster. You can click everything that you need in that room, then you add selection. Okay, so for this one, I expect that you will take a little bit longer time. So I will give you a few minutes. Okay, maybe I will give you 3 minutes for this part. So again, if you have not accessed again before this, this is a website. Okay, this is a calculator website that you can access to. So feel free to look into it. This is a calculator. So we are now at the step 3. We are trying to add the appliances into the room. Okay. So I know some of you may have a lot of appliances right in each room. So I will just give you some time, maybe another 2 minutes before we go to the next one. If you do not know the number, don't worry. Just put a number that you think you have. Okay? There's no right or wrong. Again, this one is just to give you some awareness of what is actually the appliances in your house and how is it contribute to your energy bill. Okay? Give you another 1 minute to add the appliance for each room. So for those that who have added the appliances in your room, right, what you can do next, you can modify the data here if you wish. Otherwise, you can just leave it there. Okay. Say if you look at here, right, just now you have the number of appliances or usage per day or the number of days used per month, right? You can just put in here the value here. What do you think about it? Okay. And then the watts here, this one is referring to the power rating. This is referring to the energy rating for your appliances, for each of your appliances, for everyone. For example, if you put 2 here, the 32 is actually referring to 1 appliances, not 2. Okay, later they will have a separate calculation to calculate what is the overall energy consumption. But as for now, you can just leave it there. Don't worry about that. You can still use the same amount. Okay, I don't think you want to change around, right? Unless you really know. Otherwise, you can just use the assumption here. Okay, so if you want to be more specific later on after today's talk, right, you can actually go to your home and do a more detailed stock taking to understand the energy breakdown of your house, to understand how do you actually get your energy bill. Just now we know, right, you have 200, but actually do you know how you spend your electricity on which item? So if you want to know, then you can do this exercise and you can try to improve the data later on at your own time. And finally, once you have happy with the data, you can actually generate. So here just showing the different example. For example, here I have a typical master bedroom. Okay, I have a fan, I have an aircon, 4 lights, laptop, phone charger. I have 2 phone charger. Bathroom, This is a common house. I have 3 lights, a water heater. I'm using my house example. This is what I have in the kitchen. I have a 2 cooker, 1 fridge, 1 fan, kettle, rice cooker. I think this is quite standard, right? What we have. Just in case you are not aware, the washing machine is being put in the kitchen, sir, in the software. When you are trying to find, it's actually put in the, it's being listed as one of the appliances in the kitchen. Okay, so what I'm showing here is a typical example for household in Malaysia, at least for my case. Okay, this is actually my personal household. And once you have put in all the information, you can actually start to generate the bill. Okay, you can generate the bill. So if you look at here, right, now you should be able to see at the dashboard, you will be able to see when you click on the generate bill, you can see your energy usage per month is how much, and energy usage per day. What is the estimated energy cost per day at 8.25. And at the bottom here, right, it will show you the top 5 appliances and the top 3 rooms has the highest usage amount. For the rest, it will just put others. Okay, so for example, in my case, in the case of my house, kitchen 1 actually contribute to the most comparing to my other rooms or bathroom. And if you look at here, surprisingly, fridge is actually the one that contribute to the most. Okay, but again, I'm using the default data. For those who has a more accurate data, you may actually feel free to change the electricity watts. Okay. So again, for those who has just joined our session, to do the following out survey, you may need to go to this link to have the ticket. Okay, please scan this. But if you already log in, there's no need anymore. If you already log into the poll everywhere survey form, there's no need for you to enter anymore. Otherwise, you may want to take out your phone to scan the QR code and go to this website. Okay. So once you have done that, then now you can actually see, I need you to do this. Okay, based on the activity that you have done. Okay, we have done about already about 10 minutes. So now, can you actually share with me, based on your case, your house case, which one actually contribute to the most? Bedroom, okay, living room, kitchen, or the bathroom? Okay, some say bedroom. How about the others? Which is actually the significant energy user. So normally we, in the industrial or commercial building, we call it a significant energy use. Okay, SEU. In the commercial building, typically it will be we can categorize the significant energy use based on the or sometimes we call energy accounting center, meaning to say at our house, the bathroom, the living room, the kitchen, these are our energy accounting center. For each energy accounting center, there will be the responsible person for the energy consumption. For example, in the context of UTM, our energy accounting center is actually based on faculty or the school, because we have so many buildings, right? So this is how we structure our energy accounting center in UTM, based on the faculty. Okay, in the context of industry, so they will segregate their energy accounting center, for example, based on the function of the department. For example, production unit, there could be one energy accounting center, warehouse could be another one, admin office could be another one, boiler room or the chiller system could be another one. It depends. In the household, these are actually our energy accounting center, right? Different person are responsible for the energy usage for that particular segment. Okay, so I think most of you already complete and find out that actually living room is actually the one that consume the most. Right, living room comparing to the rest. Okay, and we have some is actually kitchen, just like in my case, right? And some is actually bathroom or the bedroom. All right. How about the which appliances contribute the most energy consumption in your case? Air conditioner. Oh, okay. So again, typically for this industry, or the commercial building or the project, normally we will call this as a significant energy use, SEU. This is the term that we use when we want to set up the energy management system for the industry or the commercial buildings. Okay, so what is actually the significant energy use? Significant energy use is referring to um, the energy appliances that contribute to the most energy consumption in the organization. So similar to the household, I would say majority of the commercial building, for example, even in the case of UTM, their significant energy use is actually from the air conditioning system. Okay, this is the same. But for the case of industry, it may be a little bit different depending on what is the nature of the industry. Some could still be the chiller plant or the air conditioning system. Some could be their boiler system, because in the context of industrial, sometimes they also consume the thermal fuel to support their thermal energy system. For example, they consume the natural gas in their boiler to generate the steam to heat out the process. So sometimes boiler could be their significant energy use when they consider both thermal energy and electricity together. Okay, but once again, thank you for your sharing. So most of you is actually having the most the air conditioning is a most significant energy use at your house, and then it's actually followed by the fridge, followed by water heater. Okay, so again, that depends on the nature of your house, because some house has a more aircon, more room, and they tend to switch on the aircon throughout the night. So that's why the energy consumption is actually going to be more comparing to the others. Okay, so again, thank you for your sharing. It's good to know this about what is your significant energy use at your house. So now we have actually already identified the significant energy use at our house. So what can we do about this? Since we already know, what can we do about the aircon, the others, the fridge, the cloth washing, and the lighting? So in the next few slides, I'm going to share with you some of the things that we can practice at our house that can actually help to improve the energy efficiency at our house. So number one, for air conditioning, there's one thing that actually overlooked by the others. We actually can do this ourselves by cleaning the aircon filter. So this is not about the service. So I understand that from time to time you need to service your aircon to refill your refrigerant. But actually, for the aircon filter, for this, we can actually do it ourselves. We can just simply take out the filter nets, we can wash it and let it dry, and we can install back to aircon. I do this all the time to my own house aircon whenever I have the time. The reason being is, if you imagine now your air filter, the air filter is actually for the aircon system to suck in the air. But imagine now the filter is actually blocked by all the dust. So now the aircon need to work harder to suck in the air. So when you work harder, what does it mean? You will spend more energy, right? To suck in the air, and of course delivering the air later on. So it's very important for us to ensure there's a good airflow in the aircon system itself to minimize the power the need to push the airflow. Okay, and then the other thing, this one maybe is more obvious, is about how you set the temperature. Again, remember this golden number, 24 degrees Celsius. You shouldn't go low this if you want to achieve an energy efficient. Okay, so the highest, I mean, normally we will say 24, 25 degrees Celsius, depending on your comfort level, in order for you to achieve better energy efficient. If you set for 18 or 20 degrees Celsius, you will expect your aircon unit to spend more. Okay, the third point, cool the room or cool the wall. So from time to time, we can see many people, even I myself sometimes maybe, when we switch on the aircon, we will let the door open. Or in some case, even worse, we let the window open. So the question is, are we going to cool the room or are we trying to cool the world? So this is something that we need to think about it. So whenever we have switch on the aircon, we should try to have a enclosed system. Okay. So if you feel the room is too cold, right? The logical way is trying to increase your temperature, but not the other way around. I feel the room is too cold. So why not I open the door a little bit? So you see, it defies the logic. So energy efficiency is about logic, okay? Having a logical sense. So I hope that every one of us actually have more sense after this. And you can also use the timer. So actually we do not need to switch on the aircon all the night throughout the night, right? For example, me myself, when I'm sleeping alone, I will actually set the timer. Okay, I'll be off, the aircon will be off after at like 2 in the morning, it will off. And the cool air should be sufficient to withstand until the morning. Of course, I need to switch on the fan. Okay, but if you have a fan, you can actually use a timer to set out the fan at 2 o'clock as well to switch on when you switch off the aircon. So this is how we can actually do a hybrid system to complement, because of course we have to understand the fan definitely is much more cheaper, the cost of the energy consumption. Okay, other things that we can do is, for example, we shade our house, shade the tree, or even we have a tinted windows. So not only tinted car, we can even do a tinted windows. And we can see that many of us start to doing this, especially during the COVID period. Many of us start to work at home, right? So you feel that, it's very hot. So by having a tinted window, you can actually help you to reduce the heat being untrapped in your house. And you, in one way, you can actually need to, you need to use less aircon after that because you feel colder at your house. So this is among the things. And fridge. Going to the next one, fridge. Just a few tips. Number one, for example, you have to make sure when you're at the household, you can provide the space for your fridge to breathe. So when I say to breathe, meaning to say to provide the kind of air circulation. So at least if possible, it should be 10 centimeter. Okay, because normally this is the place where you will start to entrap the heat. Okay, because the children need to work right to produce a cooling effect. At the same time, it will eject the heat to the surrounding. That's why you need to provide some space. And if possible, we have to be more organizable in our fridge. If possible, you should use a container box, okay? Or you have to store it properly to avoid the disturbance in the airflow. And child lock. Why do we need the child lock? I'm not sure about you, okay? But sometimes, for some people at their house, right, they have kids. So what did the kids like to do? They like to open the door and see, hey, what's inside? Is my jelly inside? Is my Milo inside? Is there any ice cream inside? Is there any sweets inside? Is there any chocolate inside? So these are the things. If you think that you are not able to restrain yourself from opening the fridge, you may want to consider to use a child lock. Okay? Or maybe you want to refrain your husband or wife to keep on opening the fridge, you can do so. Okay, cloth washing. Tips number one. So when we wash a cloth, if possible, we should always have it at a full load. Okay? full load always is more efficiency comparing to the half load, because anyway you still need to let the motor run, right? So might as well run it at a full load. Definitely when you operate at a full load, you will consume more energy, okay, comparing to the half load. But what I'm trying to say that, imagine if you have a half load, you have the shirt, right? You do it, you have a 1 ton of shirt, okay, you do it at one time using the washing machine. The other option, you separate your shirt, you wash it 2 times. I don't want to wash together the cloth with my husband cloth, I want to separate it. So 1 time for your husband, 1 time for your wife, then you separate it, right? When you talk about combining all the overall energy consumption, definitely you will see full load is actually better than the half load, washing the half load 2 times. Okay, so these are the things that you need to consider. So again, cold wash is better than warm wash. Okay, because when you use a warm wash, your washing machine need to actually heat out the water. Of course, unless you have some special reason, for example, you have an infant, or they are not feeling well, you want to kill the germs or whatsoever, then yeah, maybe you want to have a warm wash. But in a normal case, you should go for a cold wash to save the energy. Or if even better, you can just use what? The golden line, the cloth line. Okay, tali baju. Why not you just hang it, okay, on it when you want to use a dryer in the cloth machine. Okay, but of course we know that many of us sometimes have to depend on the dryer or the roller in the washing machine, right, to make it dry. But I think for the washing machine one, that one is still okay comparing to the dryer. If you have a dedicated dryer, right, that will actually consume more energy. So cloth line is actually always better comparing to a dryer. Okay, if you have the space and if you have the time to let it dry. Lighting wise, again, you need to think about it. Of course, when we talk about natural lights, it's better than our so-called artificial light, which is our lighting system, right? It's definitely better because it doesn't consume the energy. But at the same time, we also need to think about when you install the natural light, whether the light is actually sufficient or not. Okay, to actually to provide the lighting requirement for you to do your task. So it's very important, because at the end of the day, we cannot sacrifice the quality of light just because we want to save energy. Okay, and if you have an install diamond, you can also do that to install. And finally, for the other side, you should actually buy the 5-star rating appliances if possible, and you have to switch on when you need, switch off as you go. And when you even boil the water, daily water, again similar to the washing machine, you should boil the water at a full load if possible. Okay? Okay, so before we end our session, right, just would like to take your opinion on this. So after today's session, what do you think about this? Do you think you'll be able to improve the energy efficiency at your house and reduce the energy bill? Yes, no, or maybe? Okay, I hope that whatever we have learned today about the awareness, okay, about your household, what is actually the source of your energy consumption at your house. Maybe before that you are not aware, and where's all the energy go. But after today's session, maybe you have a better idea where is actually the energy go, so that you can actually come up with some planning to reduce the energy bill if you want. Okay? Okay, so 88% say yes, I'm happy, and maybe another 13% say maybe. Well, okay, it's a good start. At least you have the intention, okay? And so what we need to do is actually just to convert this maybe to yes, huh? So let's see how, okay, in a few months' time. We hope that you can improve the energy efficiency at your house level. And one last quiz. How about this? In UTM, just how we are talking about house, right? How about in UTM? Actually, the things that we have shared just now, many of the things is actually applicable to our office, and UTM. In UTM, we also have the air conditioning system, right? All the stuff, you are actually the direct influence user at your office. So I'm sure you will be able to make a difference as well because you are the influencer, right? You are the one who decide when to switch on the light when you come to the office. When are you going to switch off the light? Okay, when are you going to switch on the aircon unit? Okay, if you have your individual room, when you go, are you going to off it? Or maybe, for example, when you are walking around the corridor, if you see the lights is turning on, are you going to take an extra step to actually on or off? And when you go to the bathroom, how many times that you have pressed the button? One time, two times. I hope that many of you are clicking the button two times. When I say two times, it means that when you go into bathroom, you will click on it to switch on. When you leave the bathroom, you will click on it again to switch it off. Okay, so I think these are the things that we can actually do to help to improve the energy efficiency from the house, and then from there, the most important thing, we are able to translate into UTM and finally contribute to our nations. Okay, so with that, I'd like to say thank you for everyone for attending our session today. So if you have anything, I think I'm feel free to share with you more in the Q&A session. Thanks.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Terima kasih doktor di atas perkongsian yang sangat menarik dan banyak maklumat hari ini.
Okay.
Setakat ini saya rasa tiada soalan daripada penonton. Mungkin kusyuk kot tips-tips yang berguna daripada doktor.
Ya.
Sambil menjawab soalan-soalan dan juga kita menguji sejauh mana kita memahami kaedah pengurusan tenaga. Okay. There's satu komen daripada pengguna Hui Luang Tan. Thank you to MIB for organizing this knowledge sharing program. Thank you very much, Dr. Lim.
Yeah, I'm happy to share.
And inspiring. Yes, indeed, it is very, very inspiring. Okay, so kita mungkin buka dulu lagi kalau ada satu soalan daripada pengguna, jika ada. Penat kot menjawab soalan daripada
So how about, just wondering, how about you, Puan? Have you actually washed the aircon filter at your house at yourself? Have you tried to do that?
Okay, kita tak guna aircon, doktor. Kita kipas.
That's even excellent.
Yes.
That's even excellent. So may I know how much you are spending for the energy bill?
Lebih kurang 100.
Okay. You have how many room at your house?
Room
4. You see. So I think if you, let's say you are using aircon, you will easily go to 200 or 300.
Okay,
That's a trick, Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to save it, the best way is just to avoid it at the first place.
Yes. Saya rasa setakat ni tiada soalan. Cuma ada kata-kata akhir daripada doktor kepada semua.
I think it's fine. So like I mentioned in the conclusion session just now, right? I hope that everyone can learn something, especially to understand like when you spend the energy bill, when you are paying the bill, right? Where does it go into? So I hope that not only you can practice at your house, and more importantly, when you come to UTM, you should bring that to UTM as well. Because I would say most of the time it's actually, to be honest, we spend more time in UTM compared to our house.
Yes.
Okay, so-called the active hours. So we are the user who can influence the energy bill. So we hope that we auto stick whenever you do something, whenever you come into a room, whenever you are trying to on or off the switch, think twice and think about what we have shared today.
Yes, definitely, doktor. Kita kena ingatlah kita spend most of our time in UTM. Kan? Jadi kita pun kena bantulah macam mana nak memastikan penggunaan tenaga di UTM sebagai staff ataupun student lah kan.
I think, Puan, I think there's one comment about how to make a hot water heater more energy efficient. So For that, maybe I can respond a little bit. So when you talk about hot water system, right, typically in the market, there are two things. I'm not sure which one you are referring to, whether you are talking about electricity or you are talking about the thermal one. So for your information, if let's say you are using the electricity one, there's pretty much nothing much we can really do it since you are using the electricity. It's just that when we are purchasing the electricity heater, we might want to go for those that 5-star. Okay, it may be work well. But again, if normally when you want to purchase this, right, we should compare the life cycle cost. For example, when you want to purchase the aircon or heater, right, you can actually go to TNB website again. Just now I didn't show you, but actually there's actually another tool for you to compare the life cycle cost. Meaning to say, this is actually your purchase cost, because many of us, when we purchase something, we only look at the purchase cost. But how about the energy consumption, right? So for that, I think TNB website, they actually have a tool for you to calculate. This is actually the cost of comparing two different devices, and then you can actually compare the energy consumption cost as well. So by keying some information, then it will tell you in the long run which one will give you more value of money. Okay, so it depends. It depends on the, of course, when you talk about, definitely 5-star is more efficient, but depends on your usage behavior. When you look at the life cycle, right, sometimes the 4-star one could be actually bring you more so-called money of value. Okay.
So it's important for us to see to purchase 5-star rating at places, right, Doctor?
5-star, but again, you have to compare the cost first.
Compare the cost.
You have to do some calculation to identify what is actually the energy consumption cost. Yeah, so then you can make a comparison. You can use the link. Okay, later I will try to share the link with one ZAFARINA, and maybe you can post at the Facebook,
Okay,
right,
boleh.
for you to compare the cost.
Okay.
And alternatively, you can use the solar thermal. Okay, you can change it to solar if you want to save energy.
Okay, right. Right. Okay, ada lagi rasanya tak ada. Okay, kalau gitu kita berhenti di sini. Terima kasih saya ucapkan sekali lagi kepada Profesor
Thank
MADYA
you.
Dr.
Thank you.
SHIUN di atas pengurusian ilmu tentang jurusan tenaga. Sangat menarik dan tips-tips yang amat berguna. Dan terima kasih juga saya ucapkan sekali lagi kepada Profesor MADYA Dr. Ho Wai Shin, the Green Heroes Committee of SKP, dan kepada semua penonton yang sedia menonton program ini. So, jumpa lagi di program yang akan datang. Okay. Wabillahi taufiq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thanks.